They probably they're going to do it because I mean it's going to happen again sooner or later, where they're on the same day as UFC. So, all right, looks like we're live streaming now. So yeah, matter of
Oh
fact,
yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense.
yeah, because
Same company. I'm still not even used to that.
yeah, I didn't think about it because I was curious about why the early start, and then I read the article. I read an article about it, and yeah, because UFC 307 is tonight.
Yeah, you don't want the two going up against each other. I
Right.
wouldn't be surprised. Do you know where it's taking place?
What UFC
Yeah.
in Utah, Salt Lake City.
Oh shit. Okay. I
Yeah.
would have said like I wouldn't be surprised if you saw like people from WWE there too, but no, that ain't.
Oh no. I mean, whoever wasn't on the card tonight, you never know. Maybe they got to go to UFC, but
Oh yeah, they were on the show. Then maybe yeah, but I was
yeah.
thinking like, maybe you had like I don't know Jimmy there or Cody maybe show up if it was in
Oh,
Georgia.
okay. No, yeah, no way now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, hell no.
No, it's in Utah. So yeah, Alex Pereira and Khalil Roundtree. I was watching some of
Um,
the prelims earlier.
what's her name? I was talking to Blake about it too. Kayla Harrison.
Kayla Harrison's fighting on this card too. Yep.
Yeah.
I can't remember
Right.
who she's fighting, but
Well, according to Blake, is some chick he never heard of, so he was like, "Kayla's gonna squash
oh
her." So,
yeah, Kayla squashes most of her opponents, man. She's no joke. She comes from a boxing background, I believe, and yeah, she's legit.
yeah. So, all right, welcome in everybody. This is the third Generation Wrestling Podcast, 3GW. We're here to talk Bad Blood 2024 from Atlanta, Georgia. State Farm Arena. Real Big E and Rob the Ambassador. Possibly joined by Doc Stevens. We'll see what happens here. You never can tell with Doc what the schedule is gonna be like. So but for now, you got us, the OGs of 3GW here.
Yeah,
Obviously.
there you go.
How's it going, man? I know we're gonna talk about it obviously, but did you enjoy your viewing experience on the show tonight?
I did. It didn't. It didn't blow me away, but it was an enjoyable evening.
Yeah, yeah. I will say outside of Mania and SummerSlam, it it probably had the it probably was the best show outside of those two. I'm trying to think back to Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it's hard to remember every show, but I can't. Trying to think of Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of Money in the Bank too because I
Yeah,
never want to rule out Money in the Bank because
I mean,
they usually deliver with Money in the Bank. I know CM Punk got involved with that with Drew and the cash, and that's why we don't have a male holder of the belt of the briefcase right now. But
right. And
still
then
got
you
Tiffany.
had King and Queen of the Ring. I can't remember exactly how that went.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll just have to talk about it. But like I said, I wasn't
Well,
blown
King and Queen
away.
in the Ring was Nia and Gunther.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah they won. But I just can't remember all the other matches. I remember that was a Saudi show though, right?
it was.
Yeah.
It was. And we definitely gonna talk about Saudi here tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, no, it had a lot of build up. And I will say this, a lot of things, a lot of surprises tonight, actually. More surprises than I was even counting on. Um, and I think they were smart. One thing with Triple H in this era, he's been smart about not just the card, but the environment in which events take place. And he spotlights um, Hall of Famers and celebrities when they come to these shows. He does a very good job of that. I'm sure. I mean, I know there's a team that does this too, but obviously everything goes across his desk first. So, but when you come to Atlanta, he could have easily just put on a show tonight. But WWE could have easily put on a show tonight and just kept it WWE. Not acknowledge any fact of the territory and all that. But when you have Cody Rhodes, whose father wrestled in the territory, when you have the fact that WCW started in Georgia, you got to acknowledge the fact that, all these people kind of blew up in WCW. I mean, Four Horsemen and WCW, NWA. Say that too. Four Horsemen, you had Arn Anderson and why am I blanking on his name? Uh
Who?
who was sitting next to right next to Arn.
Tully Blanchard?
Yes. Yes. Tully Blanchard. And they showed X-Pac. They had the Suite. I saw DDP. I saw some other people too.
Yeah, Mickey James was back there. They introduced her.
Yeah, yeah. But let's be real. Georgia, Atlanta, Goldberg. Okay. Uh they showed him. I mean, he was a Georgia Bulldog, played for the Atlanta Falcons. He was there. And we'll talk more about him a little later. But I just appreciate the fact that Triple H acknowledged everybody. Um, and Tony Khan is probably over there sucking his teeth because some of these people used to work for him, and he's just like,
Well, but they all worked for Vince first, so
yeah, yeah. But he's petty. So
yeah.
in any event, getting into the show tonight, obviously it's kicked off with first of all, kicked off with Samantha Irvin performing America's Beautiful. Um, Great rendition.
God bless America.
God bless America. I'm sorry.
No.
That's usually what Vince does, though.
Yeah.
God bless America. And then we had Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi come out in the red and the outfits, and yeah, those are three sisters.
Oh yeah.
That all right. Out of respect, we don't keep moving.
Right. Yeah. The wives might watch this one back.
Yeah. Well, not even that, but just they married too, so I don't want to disrespect. So, get into the show. I had mixed feelings about this idea, but I guess I kind of had to kick it off. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell. Looked like a freshly painted cell. They had a stream on the day. I don't know if you caught it on YouTube where they were building the cell, which kind of gave away an entrance later on because they had the lowrider in the background. You could see it clear as day.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't hiding it. It was just sitting there. um, but yeah, these two men, I had high expectations. I didn't expect anybody for anybody that thought that either one of these guys was gonna get thrown off the top or bust through the cage. Like I never had that in my head.
No, you'll never see that again.
No, no. I just wanted a battle and there to be blood. And when they first got going, obviously they didn't waste any time. They got active with the cage right away. Punk was throwing Drew into the cage and vice versa. But there was that one long dart with Drew. I mean, Drew holding Punk on his shoulders and he long darted him into the cage. And that long camera shot on Drew. I said, "Oh yeah, Punk's about to be bleeding." Came back and yeah, he was bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where Punk cut his back at, but at some point his back was bleeding too.
Man, I felt like it came after that chair shot.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't even think it was that vicious of a chair shot, but maybe it just scratched him up a little bit. But I thought it might have been a chair shot from Drew that got him.
And then they get back in the ring. Drew rips off the legs off that table, but Punk ends up using it And man, I got scared because there was that one metal piece hanging and he
Yeah,
was going down on Drew's face. And I was like,
he-
you about to rip that dude's eyeballs out or something.
right.
But he was okay. But I was like, that was close.
That was very dangerous to do. I just wondered, did Punk realize he was doing that? I mean, obviously he didn't hit him with it, but
No.
I just wouldn't have even risked doing that with that thing sticking down the way it was.
Yeah.
But luckily, you know, it was
It was
okay.
close. It was
Too
close.
close for comfort for me. I'm like, man, Punk, do you realize what you're doing? But look, everything worked out.
Everything it worked out, thankfully. Later you see Punk with that toolbox and he bashes Drew with it. And I'm like, okay, now this is Drew's time to bleed. And I was expecting like him to bleed like Punk. No.
It was coming out like
Drew
yeah,
McIntyre
it
was
was
a
like a faucet.
faucet.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. I've never seen anybody bleed like that.
yeah,
It was gushing out of his head.
yeah. He
Go
must
back
have
and
got.
watch. I'm not exaggerating. It was gushing out of his head. You talking
Yeah,
about
he
good
must have gotten
bleeding?
a little deep with the blade because it was coming out.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, oh my God, he's not gonna make it through this match bleeding like that. Stuck pig for real.
Yeah,
Um, Kudos to these two. That vertical suplex off the top turnbuckle through that table was insane. Um, and then I don't know about you, right off the bat, Drew McIntyre gets that baggie, that black baggie, the infamous black bag, and I'm
well,
thinking, oh, okay,
every
well, it's Hell in a Cell, throwback, yeah, get the thumbtacks. And no, it's the beads with reference to the bracelet, which you may feel one way or another about it, like, oh, they tricked us, or you might feel like that's good storytelling. Um,
I'll get my turn.
okay. Um, but at the end of the day, it is CM Punk who wraps a chain around his knee, hits the GTS on Drew uh and before that, he stuffed a bunch of bees down his mouth in return with his bloody ass hand. And he pins Drew McIntyre 1, 2, 3. And hopefully, this feud is finally over with a tremendous climax to it, to the point that, I figured it was kind of a work anyway with CM Punk needing oxygen on the way out. Like, all right, whatever. But in dramatic fashion, CM Punk wins the feud, and I gave this superb. I think for multiple reasons. The crowd was into it. They treated Hell in a Cell as it should have been treated for the longest time. You don't just make a pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell. You make a feud and you build it to this point where this is the only way we can end this is just to try to kill each other. You didn't have to, and I really don't feel like, yeah, there was blood. I just don't feel like they went over the line. There wasn't anything in excess, and like I said, there's either one way or another you feel about the beads versus them being actual tax and that black baggy, the kept it storyline. Uh, yeah, I gave it superb. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I want to watch it back again to see what I missed. But yeah, that's just me. Go ahead, sir.
Well,
Oh, well, before you go in, just FYI,
oh,
Doc's coming in.
okay, okay.
Let's see. Doc, if you can hear me, your mic is muted. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you, but we don't see you though.
What is that? Oh, turn my camera on. Oh, there you go.
For those that are new to the channel, this is normal.
Yeah, yeah, it sure is.
Let's see.
or should I just go? Or
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
okay. Well, I enjoyed the match. This match was everything it needed to be. You really have built this whole pay per view around this match. You're calling it Bad Blood, the first Bad Blood match in 27 years. 27 years ago to the day was the first Bad Blood, first Hell in the Cell match.
Yep.
So you had a lot to live up to. And I thought this match did. Now, me personally, I probably would have enjoyed it a little more if I was invested. I really didn't care who won. I'm not a particularly big fan of either of these guys. So then I was just hoping, will they get a match that delivered? And I would say that it did. I would say that it did. I'm not gonna. I'll go. I'm gonna go superb, just right in there because I do think it was better than pay per view worthy. Because these guys really did their best to put on a show and give us the match that we all expected. That's not easy to do in today's wrestling, where we've seen so many Hell in a Cell matches and a few really great ones. But I think these guys put themselves in the conversation with some of those great ones. I think if you were to talk about all the best Hell in a Cell matches that we've seen, this one is going to be right up there with Foley and Taker, Taker and Sean. I think people will throw this one in the mix when they talk about those matches. So that's a big feather in its cap. I do think this should be the end of this feud. I think it's been a great feud, but there's really nowhere to go after you've gone through Hell in the Cell. I think Punk got the definitive win that we all knew he was going to get. That's another aspect of the match that kind of took away from me. I think it was pretty easy to predict that Punk would win, so there wasn't much suspense there. But as far as the blood and the brutality, the black bag, I wish they look. I'm okay that they didn't use tax, but I mean, if you're going to pull out a black bag, everybody knows what that means. They popped for it. The crowd popped for it, and when they saw
They knew.
yeah, when they saw beads, even though it's part of the story, I think people were like, "Well, come on now, we know it's part of the story, but you've gone this far with the brutality. Why not the tax?" For me, they didn't have to go to tax, but then don't bring the black bag out at all. That's just me.
True.
That would be the only glitch in the match. Otherwise, I am giving it superb, but it just got in there.
No, I understand, and that's how I felt. Like, I really want to have the traditionalists, and even me. Like, I was torn where I felt like they were kind of paying tribute to those that came before them. Even if you go back to Triple H and McFoley feud, and they brought out the thumbtacks. Randy Orton did the thumbtacks.
Yeah,
I want to say Jericho and Moxley did thumbtacks when they were still in WWE.
yeah, they did.
So, yeah. Doc, and we're still in the first match. So, if you want to throw your thoughts in real quick, your grade, you
His
gotta
mic,
go.
he's
You gotta
muted.
get off mute.
Oh yeah, I was mute. I was trying to pull up my grading scale. Um,
Yeah, we know
First,
you can get.
here you go. It's good. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What's up,
Doc, how
baby
you
daddy?
doing?
Man, this match was freaking impeccable. It was better than I thought. And I am with Rob. I hope this is over because they fought about 35 times, and it's enough. Don't take your draws. So, me myself, mm, I'm with Rob. It was better than pay per view worthy, so I'm gonna go superb. The brutality, the back and forth. I did think Drew was gonna win, but man, it was a good match. And then when they pulled the black bag, I did think it was the tax though, and he poured these beads. I said, "What?" But it makes sense. So yeah, I gave it a superb.
You look a little leaner, but this view from down below is a little.
Here you go. I got Lil Mama in my arms. That's why I
I
had to
saw
mute it.
that. That's why I wasn't trying to say too much, but
Right.
you looking a little leaner, man. You muted yourself.
Yeah, you muted again.
Yeah, I'm trying to drop this weight, man. I'm trying to get down to at least 270. I go to LA in November for the Lakers and Toronto game, and I'm gonna stay down there a little while. So I want to take my shirt off.
Oh,
Nice.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, so I'm trying to be cut like you and Rob, man. Y'all built like GI Joes, man. I'm trying to get there.
Well, you looking good, brother.
Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Keep it up,
Thank
Doc.
you.
Keep it up, man.
Thank you, man.
All right.
You want to say hi?
Hi.
Hey, little mama.
Say
Hey,
How you doing?
make sure you keep your daddy up all night. All right.
I almost cursed that you cuss word.
Oh man. Okay. So after that, we had the Queen. Right, y'all. Bow down to the Queen of the Ring. Nia Jax defending her WWE Championship against Bayley. It took me a minute. I couldn't figure out what the crowd was chanting. But it was Tiffy time.
Oh, I didn't know either. I was just looking at TV like, what are they
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. It took me. I was like,
Okay.
what are they talking about? And then I finally picked up. Oh, okay. Um, gotta say, Nia Jax, this is like a different person. That weight loss she had. She moves totally different. She's quick. She gets out the way when she needs to. Her timing is all the way better, and her storytelling is there too. Her facials, everything. Bailey, Bailey's Bailey. I mean, MJ Book. I mean, for him to pick that was his favorite wrestler, female wrestler. Uh, can't really knock him for it. I mean, she always delivers as well. But let's just get right to the meat and potatoes of this whole thing. Everybody was waiting on it. Uh, Tiffany to come out, her music hit when they were both laid out, and it got close. This is as close as you can get without cashing in. And I will give WWE kudos to this. I actually reacted. I popped when Nia did the Kane or Undertaker, whatever you want to compare it to. She sat up and looked at Tiffany like, "Bitches, you crazy?"
Right.
I was like, "See, this is perfect right here." And it's like anybody that knows how women are, like women don't get along with women. So the fact that they get trying to do this whole friendly Tiffy with the briefcase and I as the champion, like, come on. This is oxymoron at its finest. Uh at the end of the day, Nia wins with a Samoan drop off the top rope and then hits the
The
damn what's the
Annihilator.
name? Yeah, Annihilator on top rope, and which if you watch how she does it now, you can tell she definitely heard the whispers when she used to hurt people. She takes care of the wrestlers now. Well, she hit the Annihilator for the win, and I don't think we're gonna see her and Tiffy hanging out anymore after tonight. But good match. I will still give pay-per-view worthy. I think this match was better than another match I'm gonna talk about still. And I cared about it too because there was that Tiffy factor, and like I said, Nia has just been knocking it out the park. So, Doc, real quick, what you
Uh, it was a good match. I'm Naya. She hit a couple of moves I never seen before. She hit Belly with
submission? She
the
was doing submissions.
yeah, and then Belly tried to powerbomb her. She hit her with like a Hurl Karana, but it didn't go like it didn't like really Karana. But I dig it. And yeah, Naya was good. She moving quicker. Uh, she looks like she belongs there. But I gave it a TV quality.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, I'm with Doc. I went TV quality because even though I thought Nia did well, and Bailey's a good wrestler too, there was just some sloppy moments that kind of took away from it. Uh, Doc mentioned it was Bailey. It looked like she was going to get Nia in maybe like a power slam position. I don't know if she just got heavy or if the move just didn't go as it was supposed to, but
Nia was supposed to counter
right.
and grab the rope. She did, but I think the timing was off because
Yeah,
if you look at the SummerSlam and watch SummerSlam, Bailey did power bomb her from the top.
Mhm.
So
right.
Nia, it was supposed to be like Nia studied or whatever, and figured out how to counter it. It just didn't go well.
No, because by the time Bailey did the flip trying to sell the Hurricane Rana,
Yeah.
it just looked bad.
Yeah.
There were a couple of other moments that I can't remember specifically, but there's just some little sloppy moments. And then even though I knew it would happen, I'm getting a little tired of every Nia match, Tiffy, teasing us with the cash in,
Yeah.
only to get busted. Yeah, so I'm kind of tired of that. So even though I thought for the most part the wrestling was solid, storytelling was okay, I still had to go TV quality.
Yeah.
I don't hate that. I could see this match main event SmackDown and going off the air that way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I definitely could see that. But I just thought that the ladies did. I still had that care factor, I guess. I guess that's why I gave it pay-per-view.
Well, there's
I'm
no
just
right or
proud.
wrong way here, but yeah, there's no right or wrong.
Yeah. And I'm just proud of Nia, man. She's come such a long way.
Yeah.
And I do agree on that. I'm happy for Nia too.
Yeah. It could have went either way, but it's like I think Rob just said, I could have seen that on SmackDown or Raw. So yeah.
Well, I definitely could have watched this on Raw because I really didn't care about Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
Yeah.
So I was doing a watch along for the whole show, and a subscriber by the name of Ragin agreed with me, saying that wow, this probably is going to be a good match.
Mm.
There's just that care factor that just isn't there. Had Finn Balor decided to go demon, maybe. Uh, but that didn't happen. And so I just was like, I guess we're gonna have a match. And I thought, in my personal opinion, Finn Balor really needed this win because he hasn't won. And I actually forgot about last year's SummerSlam where Damian slid the briefcase in and cost Finn Balor the match against Seth Rollins. I you know. all that, you know. So I kudos to WWE for drawing up all that kind of history and tying this whole thing together. I forgot all
Mm.
about so great storytelling as far as that goes. It's just a shame. For whatever reason, I just was like, I don't really care. I just don't. And then Finn Balor didn't win. You know, I don't know, man. This for me was so Carlito came out, which they haven't done a goddamn thing with Carlito. Nothing. He ain't. When the last time he wrestled?
Jeez. Have he wrestled since been back?
Um, and then you got JD McDonough, who is who can sell his ass off. I'll give him that. But outside of that, I mean, what good is he? Uh, all right, being Finn Balor's boy, I guess that's why he keeps his job. Uh, but yeah, it wasn't enough. South of Heaven gets hit again, and Damian Priest wins. Even though Finn Balor hit like 3 coup de grace on him, which made me think he was going to win. Like that's what's going to take to put down Damian Priest. 3 to 4 coup de grace, and he no sold the last one and put him down. Um, for me, TV quality. I I would have rather seen Gunther versus Sami Zayn in this spot.
Ooh.
That's just me. But Rob, go ahead.
Man, you're right. Sammy and Gunther would have been a much better match than this. I'm with you, TV quality. This flirted with some bullshit for me. Middle of the road. I mean, like you, look, I like Damien. I predicted Balor to win because, like you, I agree that I thought Balor needed it more. Damien doesn't really need it, but yeah, they go ahead and let Damien get over. So I don't know where that leaves us. I thought we knew there would be outside interference from the other members of the Judgment Day, so that wasn't a surprise, and it didn't take away from the match. We all knew that was going to happen, but sometimes the chemistry just isn't there. These are two guys who both can go. You know, they're both talented wrestlers. We've seen them in good matches. I'm not even saying it was a bad match. It just kind of like I said about the first Hell in the Cell match, I for whatever reason just wasn't invested. So I don't want to say I didn't care. That sounds rude, but it just didn't hit for me. I just wasn't entertained like I thought I would be. So I had to also go TV quality.
Yeah. Go ahead, Doc.
Rob, you're not wrong at all. But I think y'all being nice. I gave it middle of the road. Um, I like it was no stipulation, like it was no care factor. If Damien win, okay, he wins. If Finn win, he wins. But I wasn't. I mean, it was good. I'm not gonna say I wasn't impressed. Um, when he did the coup de grace, then he hit two in the back of the head, one in the back of the head, one in the back, and then a regular one. I thought he was gonna win. He didn't. But yeah, it's middle of the road. I wasn't too amped about it.
Yeah. Yep. 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 Okay. So we get a little break in the action here. I get all excited because Michael Cole is talking about how Triple H coming out with a major announcement, and anytime I hear that, I'm like, "Oh shit," because he ain't struck out yet, so to speak. And it comes out, and we kind of know where this is going when you see the stand with
Mhm.
the velvet blanket over it. And you're like, all right, okay, new championship. Honest to God, I swear to you, this is where my mind was. He
Let me
started
see.
talking about international topics and everything. I'm thinking, oh, they're gonna bring back the European Championship.
I did go there too. I did.
But then I started looking at the blanket, and I'm like, that belt looked big as hell.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't think they're gonna make the European Championship bigger than the World Championship. And he get to talking about Crown Jewel and Saudi Arabia.
Wah, wah.
And then he takes it off, and it is the biggest, ugliest fucking belt I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
Yeah, you weren't the only one who thought that. They were killing it online.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah.
How can you look at that belt and go, yep,
I'm on that.
do that? No. MJ Book would not buy that belt.
Not
Okay?
at all. And
No, he owned every other belt in the world, but no,
No.
he'd pass on that one. I guarantee it.
Hell no. And then you look at it and okay. He introduced, he takes it off, and the crowd shit all over it. As soon as he said Crown Jewel, it was like, oh no, dog, we out. Now see, we was with you till you said that. And it's like, that's what you did. And you talk about all the diamonds on the belt. I don't
mm,
care.
well, this bill ugly as hell.
Belt ugly as hell. It's big. It's big. Like I was doing the live stream, and it was like, dude, that belt will come up to your nipples. Like that big ass shit, man.
Oh, the
Yeah,
girdle.
look a damn corset.
Yeah, it's huge. The side plates alone were almost as big as the main plate on the
Mhm.
World Championship. Oh my god.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was fooled. Like when I saw the crown jewel, I was like, okay, cool. He finna introduce a new belt. So I was with you. I thought a European, and then he started talking about champion versus champion. I was like, oh snap, he bring about the WCW belt, and then I kept looking like, it made it bigger. And he pulled, and then I thought it was a new crown, like a crown for winning. Man,
Yeah.
yeah, he missed with that one. He been on point since he been in charge, but he missed with that one.
I'm gonna say it's a corporation. It's a joint venture. He got to do what he got to do. He's the face, so to speak, and he's got to. Sometimes he just got to eat it, and it may not even be his idea, but he sold it the best way he could. He had Gunther come out even, and Gunther talked about how Triple H raised his hand when he won King of the Ring in Saudi Arabia, and how he's gonna do it again when he wins his title. I'm sorry, Gunther is a big dude.
Mhm.
That belt is gonna cover his whole upper body. That thing is so fucking big. It's I can't get past that, man. That thing is huge.
It is.
So and then okay, he acknowledges the legends in the building and he points out Atlanta Goldberg on the side. And he references the comments he made to Bret Hart and says, "Oh, I was lying," all that stuff. Yeah, we knew you were trolling. And Goldberg's like, Goldberg's being a good sport who I don't know, people probably haven't been keeping up with him, but he's been back in the gym and he looks good.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, Gage, which sidebar, if you look at Goldberg in, I want to say 95, 96, when he was playing for Atlanta Falcons, and you look at Gage and you put them side by side, it's the same person. I swear to God. They look just alike. It's uncanny. I mean, that's his son, but I'm just saying. He looks just like him.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, Gage, I hope he's a better dad than he was a professional wrestler. And then that gets Goldberg all riled up and he jumps the barricades, security comes out, and this gives Sami Zayn an opportunity to come out and attack Gunther. I kind of like how they did that. They didn't really make it about, I mean, it was about Goldberg, but in a positive light, but it was more about storytelling with Sami Zayn with the World Championship match on Monday night. It's a good way to tie that up. Here's my biggest point. We all cared more about Goldberg. We all cared more about Sami Zayn than that big ass, dumb ass, ugly ass belt that you're trying to promote.
Big E, you did lie real quick though, because
Rob,
Goldberg didn't. I said you lied because Goldberg didn't jump over the rail. He rode his old tail over the rail.
Okay, here we go.
Anyway,
that sounds like something MJ Book would have said.
I'm not about the MJ Book this shit with your ass. As I said, Rob, take off.
Well, here, man, my first issue is that Triple H comes out and announces, so at Crown Jewel, we're going to have champion versus champion.
Mm-hmm.
The two men's world champions and the two women's world champions will fight each other to decide the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but they're not going to put their titles on the line.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead, we're going to give them. So that means two more belts, and in your words, ugly ass belts.
Ugly ass belts.
That they're going to hand out. And you know me, man, I'm sick of all these titles. There's just too many. Now you're adding two more. So my question is, so right now as it stands, we would have Gunther facing Cody. We would have Nia facing Liv. Each one of them is going to win. In addition to having their world title, they're also going to have this Crown Jewel title. So if you're a champion and you're holding both titles, when you defend your world championship, is also the Crown Jewel title on the line? Or can you pick and choose which one you want to defend? Or are these just going to be titles kind of like the crown from Queen and King of the Ring? Are they just symbols? They don't really mean anything. It's just something you'll win, but that you don't actually have to defend. Either way, I don't like it. It's messy. I don't like having two more titles. I don't like the way the belt looked. And I don't like bragging about the fact that you're crowning the best of the best and having your champions fight each other and not having the titles on the line. If you really want to crown
or in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. And?
No, I'm saying having the best of the best. I'm agreeing with you. Like you're promoting this thing like you're doing the best of the best, champion versus champion.
Oh, I
in
see.
Saudi Arabia versus like you have your own Super Bowl. Like, why are they getting that?
I think it's just a way now people won't just think of Crown Jewel just once a couple of times a year. They'll be reminded of it because, I mean, look, two people are going to be wearing these titles.
How?
I don't know. But like
They're gonna have some fucking back problems wearing them big ass things.
My problem more than the appearance is just the fact that, okay, now we're adding two more titles to the mix. Are these things going to be defended? How would
he
that
said
work?
it was only a yearly thing, like King of the Ring.
Okay, so then they'll just carry them around, but they won't have to defend them.
Right.
Still stupid.
It's still stupid though.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I hated it. Matter of fact, I hate more titles.
It's stupid. It's like I guarantee you this was Saudi Arabia, whoever is like on their business end trying to um gain something on their end because WWE doesn't need anything else
You know,
on the
Well,
American side.
why not just a trophy? I can't remember what they gave away for the greatest
Right.
Royal Rumble.
They
Yeah,
did. They gave because Braun Strowman won. He
yeah,
got
that's a
a
big
belt
trophy, isn't it?
and he got a trophy, but
yeah,
he never wore it after that.
yeah. That's just silly to me, but that's my opinion. I've gone on long enough.
Let's
Yeah.
so let's be honest. If Rob, if you was a wrestler and Big E, you was a wrestler, can you see yourself saying, "No, I want to fight you for the crown jewel belt"? Hell no. So with you, Rob, why are we doing this? What are we doing? Is it a keepsake? Are you gonna defend both of them? Like, what are we doing? Like, what is
Exactly.
this? It's
And
crazy.
that's the question. So okay, let's just say for shits and giggles, Gunther wins again, shows up on Raw. Is he wearing that big ass belt and then putting the other belt on his shoulder? Because I guarantee you that big ass belt ain't gonna fit over his shoulder. There's no way. I'm telling you, those side plates were fucking huge.
They were freaking huge. They were like review like side mirrors on the car. You're right. Freaking huge for no reason.
For no damn reason. I mean, like, that belt is big as that has to be the biggest belt ever made.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure who designed it, but I just I was disappointed. Like you, Big E. Whenever they say Triple H has a big announcement, I'm like, oh man, it's got to be something good. You
Hmm.
know, I mean, like he's announced 2 day. We get 2 day Summer Slams. I think
Yeah.
eventually we're going to get 2 day Royal Rumbles. Okay, I'm good with all of that. But not this. This was a huge letdown.
Yeah. And the crowd let him know. And that's why we watched while we were waiting on Doc, we were watching the press conference and he said, hey, yeah. He ended it with we'll be looking and listening to your comments about Crown Jewel. The man's got his finger on the pulse, so he knows. And that's why I also say, yeah, he's the voice, he's kind of the
Mhm.
face, and he books everything. But at the end of the day, he still is not the boss. He still works for TKO. So at the end of the sometimes he's gotta do things he may not exactly want to do. And they probably give him I'll probably say Triple H, if it was me, based on what I can see, he has like 95% freedom. And that 5% they're like, we need you to put this out there too.
I feel like Triple H hit us with that name. Like he's like, I got a big announcement, and normally he say that it'd be something good. He hit us with the "Gotcha, bitch."
Yeah, and
That belt wasn't
these
it.
the Saudis have look. I'm sure they're bringing in a lot of money for or paying WWE a lot of money to bring in these shows. I know WWE wants to make them happy. They signed a 10-year agreement
That's crazy.
Yeah.
with the
So
Saudi government to put on these shows. And
mhm.
to the Saudi government's credit, uh, we've seen some women's matches. Now they still have to be fully clothed, but that was a thing for the first time. So WWE, there's been some good come of it, but for the most part, I'd be okay without these Saudi shows.
Yeah. I mean, there's been progression. And if that continues, I mean, great. I'm glad for it. But at the end of the day, it's hard to glorify just, I don't know. I don't want to get into too deep in the weeds and feel like we're
Yeah, right. I'm with you. I'm with
trying
you.
to judge, but I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not that, and it has nothing to do with the Saudi fans. They're probably some of the best fans you could ask for.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
They know all the chants. If you watch the Saudi show, you really can't tell they're in Saudi until somebody says something. So kudos to them. I'm all about that. It's just like giving them a whole because think of all the other places they've been. I know we're going along this topic, but Australia, Berlin,
France.
Ireland, all the other countries they've gone, Germany, all the other countries they've gone to, and nobody else gets a title to themselves, but because they got this contract, it's just like, okay. But anyway, getting back to the match card at hand, uh, we had another women's division match. The one I was the most looking forward to was Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley, like most people. Mommy versus Rhea Ripley with Dominic hanging in the shark cage. Rob, I thought about you a lot because I was like, I'm pretty sure shark cage goes over the ring.
Mm-hmm.
That's my memory of these types of matches. It always goes over the ring. I saw one of these in person, and yeah, it was hanging right over the ring. Jeff Jarrett, I can't remember who was wrestling, but Jeff Jarrett was in the cage above the ring. So
Because if I'm in the shark cage, I would much rather be hanging over the ring than hanging over the entranceway,
Man, what?
where just in case, I'm sure they figured it out by now in 2024 how to do this thing without something bad happening. But still, I would just feel safer hanging over the ring, which is already elevated, than the floor, which is not padded, nothing. Like if I fall, if this thing falls, I'm hurt. I might not die, but I'm hurt.
well, right, and not to get ahead of you, I won't say too much, but Dom, got in a pretty precarious position.
Oh yeah, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah, I will let you go ahead and talk about that.
The match itself, while the history is there with Liv and Rhea alone, I mean, people may not remember they were tag team partners when the WrestleMania, as tag team partners, and the match was I'll say it was good. It was good. Crowd was really into it. Rhea got on the mic before the match talking about down sheer heights and all that stuff. Um, for the size, maybe this is why it was good because there is this size difference. Liv is substantially smaller than Rhea, so that does help. But Liv was working Rhea's leg, so that helps too. Um, like I said, good match. Storytelling was there. I was all in for it. I don't know the thing with the ref when Rhea was like, I just need a minute to go take care of some business with Dom and all that. And she went and got the kendo stick. Yeah, it's good storytelling and everything. But so we just not gonna we just 10 count? Don't worry about it. Go ahead and do what you gotta do. And that's how so before that, Dom, for whatever reason, he ends up like breaking the shark cage open. No explanation of how he did it. He just did it. And then he falls out and he's hanging by his ankle in a chain. So Dom
No
unchained.
explanation of how that happened.
No, no. And he's just hanging upside down with a chain. Rhea goes over, beats the hell out of him with a kendo stick. Beats the hell out of Liv Morgan, hits the riptide on the floor. And then I was into this. I'm digging all this. This is all cool, even though I can't explain how the fuck Dom did all this shit. And then Raquel Gonzalez. Is it Gonzalez or Rodriguez? I don't can't keep up with this girl's fucking name. Raquel comes out and saves Liv and helps Liv win the match. Uh, you know, time off is not your friend when it comes to wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a problem when it comes to a lot of things in life, but definitely not here. Uh, this ending was awful to what was a pretty good match on paper and everything. But first of all, when the last time Raquel been on TV? Anybody know? Because I don't fucking know.
Man, it's been a long time. I know she has
Prior
a
to WrestleMania.
Yeah, she has a condition that kept her out for a long time.
I understand that.
Yeah, but yeah, I have no idea. It's been a while though since she's
Crowd, but here's my thing: the crowd went quiet because they're like, "Who this?" It wasn't like a shock and awe quiet. It was like, "Who the fuck is this?"
right.
And Liv wins the match. And Dom, I'm sorry, listen here. When it comes to wrestling, and when you got the liver on this match that people were invested in and have been invested in since before SummerSlam, and this was supposed to be like the blow off, the end, and all that good stuff. And you end with Raquel coming back, who nobody knows who the hell she is, and she was sloppy as hell toward the end of that thing. Didn't know what the hell she was doing. And what the hell was she wearing? This ending was some bullshit. Okay? Keep this real. I was into the match up until that point, and I like Raquel. But what the hell? You went from like pay-per-view worthy, maybe hovering with TV quality to that. I whatever, man. I guess Liv did team with Raquel as well. So there's that. But who remembers it? She's been gone so long. That's the thing. Hunter, I know you like to dig in these deep and dig deep and try to remember, bring out the member berries, but nobody remembers Raquel. She never got there. That's not a member berry you can just dig out your bag right there, like you can with like the Hall of Famers. The Hall of Famers, the Hall of Famers for a reason because they did some shit that people remember. Don't nobody remember this motherfucker Raquel Gonzalez or Rodriguez. I can't even get a name right. So anyway, I'm done. This some bullshit. Doc, go ahead.
It wasn't what I expected. I thought the match was like going to be amazing. I did like. I don't know how many times she hit it, but what's her name? Rhea hit Liv with this ugly razor's edge outside his edge, and then she did the frog splash off the turnbuckle, and then hit her with a Texas cloverleaf.
That's when the match was still good.
Yeah, and I'm like you. I'm still trying to stay on first. How Dom opened the cage? Where'd this chain come from?
Like you just, we saw him walk in the cage. Like, did you chain yourself? What the fuck?
I gave him middle of the road though. It could have been better. It could have been better.
Just in case I fall out this motherfucker, let me chain my stuff on up. Just in case.
Oh man.
Rob, go ahead.
All right. Well, first of all, when I heard about this, I mean, shark cage matches. Gosh, when's the last time we seen one of those? I wasn't excited at that stipulation. That's just kind of a silly, stupid, gimmicky thing to me. I didn't really like that. And then, okay, we talked about it, but the cage wasn't even hanging over the ring. What's the point of having the cage hanging like, as you come out the ramp?
Not to cut you off, but isn't the whole point you put the person over the ring so that they can toss down something to the person that they're tied to, so that person can win the match. Right. You're not even over the ring. And I was thinking the whole time, like, is he gonna throw something way in the ring? Is he, like, what is gonna happen?
Yeah. So look, the wrestling was pretty good. If they'd have just let these ladies wrestle, okay, that would have been fine. But I got to throw all of this in together. Well, man, look, there's a point in the match where Rhea gets a riptide on Liv outside the ring. Now, you know that she can pin her after that. So why not get her into the ring and pin her? So no, here's what happens. She gets her into the ring. Instead of trying to pin her, she just can't resist trying to get to Dominic. As you both have already said, I don't know how he mysteriously got the cage open. I don't know how he mysteriously got his leg tied around a chain and fell out of the ring, hanging from the cage. but she just couldn't resist going out to fuck with him, hanging out the cage. You could have won your world title back if you just pin Liv, then go beat Dominic's ass if you want to on the way out.
Yes.
Okay? Don't insult my intelligence. I hate when wrestling tries to do that. That was just a silly, stupid scenario that would never happen in real life. And so I have to go bullshit on the whole match. I can't just separate the match from the ending. It's all one thing together. And don't insult my intelligence.
Yeah.
That was just stupid. And I did not like it at all.
Yeah.
Just screw that the whole match.
Man,
It messes up the whole thing. It's like, dude, it's no different than if you go on a date with a chick and everything going well, went well at dinner, and then you finally, they how it's supposed to end when you get home, and it ain't shit, and you're like, wow, this whole thing is. You're not gonna call it tomorrow,
right. No matter how good the dinner and the food was.
Yeah, the other part sucked, so this is done.
And then you spoke about Raquel. The match had already been called. I think Liv had already been counted out. But when
and then she put her on
tried to
top
put
of
Liv on top of
yeah.
Rhea, like, oh, you can still win this match. Man, that match was just a complete mess. Everything that happened, shortly before Raquel came out to the end of it, for me, ruined the whole thing.
Yeah,
it was bad.
Yeah, I'm actually at the point now where I feel bad for because I know the internet is gonna rip her a new asshole because we can't be the only ones that feel this way. The match didn't need. There are certain matches that need a little extra something on there.
Mm-hmm.
You already had that in the first women's match with Tiffy. Well, we expected that to an extent. But to bring somebody back like Raquel, who really didn't have a,
relevancy.
It wasn't a household name, no shit like that,
Right.
But like, hell, when Piper Niven came back, she had a bigger impact than that,
I was gonna say that, man. Read the room. I like Raquel, but I know she's not worthy of a return on a pay-per-view. You could have done that on SmackDown or Raw.
Got no reaction.
Yeah, the crowd was like, "Who? What?
Who?
Okay,
What?
I think I recognize her, but what's her name again?" Yeah, I mean,
I could easily see people in the crowd going, "Who this big girl? Who that?"
Yeah,
and she definitely a big girl because that
She
leather
big,
top
but
was
it's like
squeezing.
yeah.
And like you said, Rob, you said it. You said the one thing that I was thinking, like, well, the bell rang already. Why are you putting Liv on top of it?
And then she realized that it put off.
Yeah, she put it off after the fact. That's what I mean.
Oh shit, that match is over. I'm sorry, I forgot. Yeah, come on.
Crazy.
Fucking terrible. Fucking mess. That was. All right. Getting back to what matters here tonight. Got the main event here. The new bloodline. Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa going up against the WWE champion Cody Rhodes and the OTC Roman Reigns. Who both men got first class entrances tonight. Cody with the marching band, Roman with the orchestra. And I ain't gonna lie, I keep it 100. I was a little nervous about how Roman's conditioning would be, and then I would understand too. The man lost his father over the summer, and then like a month later, I think 3 weeks later, lost his uncle. Those two were brothers, and so I would understand you not being in conditioning. Plus, leukemia is not 100% gone. While he might say it's in remission, it's not 100% gone. So I didn't expect him to be in like WrestleMania shape, like he was at WrestleMania. Excuse the hell out of me, because he was just as ripped as he was at WrestleMania.
I thought he was more ripped. He might have been in the best shape I've ever seen him in.
That's what
Yeah.
somebody told me in the comments. Like they thought he was more lean than he was at Mania.
Yeah.
So maybe so. Uh, and I I like how he's still him, like the tribal chief character, while being a babyface, like kind of playing to the crowd in a
Mm-hmm.
positive way, but he's still doing it as tribal chief, even during the match, like still because in the past he would placate to the crowd and talk shit to him, but this time he was like, okay, yeah. And he was talking to like I like how they were talking. He was talking to Cody before the match, like, you want to start? You sure? You sure you want to start? I mean, I ain't got no problem starting. I mean, I'm good. I'm good. I'm ready to go. You see this 6-pack, right? I'm ready to go. But Cody and Jacob started, but it wouldn't be long before we would get Roman and Solo. Roman was in the match a lot more than I thought it was going to be. That's yeah, I know they got a little hot tag to Cody even, but that led to Cody being in the match for a longer period of time. Um, Going back and forth with Jacob and Solo, and then Roman getting the hot tag. Um, I thought it was so dope that even though Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga got involved and all that stuff, uh, I like how the cameras, like Rob talked about earlier, treating us like we're stupid. I felt like they didn't do this with this match. I felt like they knew that we knew who somebody was coming back. And we knew who that somebody, at least one of the somebodies was Jimmy. And they kind of had this wide shot, and you just saw the hood and the bandana, and we all knew what time it was. And wow. But even though we knew, like sometimes I think Rob has said this before, sometimes predictability is a good thing. You know, but just seeing it, it just sometimes just gives you that good feeling like, yes, yes, this is what I wanted to see, what I needed to see. And to see him defending Roman and coming back to Roman, which if you go back to post Mania, he was still had Roman's back. So this lines up. This isn't random. Uh so it's good to see Jimmy back. Cody saluting Roman, doing the frog splash, doing the getting his payback on for Jacob Fatu with the frog splash through the table, which was nasty as well. Crowd chanting holy shit after that. That was a nasty frog splash.
Yeah.
Giving that receipt. And then Roman getting the win. Um, that was great. And then we get the respect between, okay, I said I would have your back in the match. Match over. Respect. All right, we gone. Jimmy and Roman leave. Cool. We cool. And then the bloodline attack Cody. Jimmy's looking at him like, hey, we said we have his back. We said we have his back. Roman's like, but the match over. You said we have his back, Oops. Come on. So they go back. They save Cody. Everybody beats down the bloodline, chase them off and everything. And you got Cody. You got Roman. You got Jimmy. Standing tall. And everybody thinks the show's about to go off. Let me tell y'all something. I said it on the prediction show. I said it before the prediction show to a couple other people. I said KO had his say about Cody tagging with Roman. Randy Orton had his say about Cody tagging with Roman. Don't forget about Dwayne not having his say. How about Roman tagging with Cody? And I said it. Final boss. I would have put everything I own on this. Final boss showing up at Bad Blood. He ain't gonna say a word. He just gonna walk out and look. And that's it. I said these exact words. What happened? If you smell what the final boss is cooking. Comes out, he's got his vest and his belt, and all he has to do, this is how good he is. All he has to do is throw up the eyebrow and walk off. That's it. That tells you everything you need to know. This is setting up WrestleMania. And that's why I said what I had to say. Storytelling at its best. That being said, I actually want Rob to go last on this one. So, Doc, go ahead. Oh, my grade, by the way. The match, everything. If you're encompassing everything together with this was superb. I thought that Roman wrestled way more than I thought he would. He came out in fantastic shape. The pageantry with the entrances was great. I actually thought Solo and Jacob did fantastic as always. The crowd chanting "F you Solo" was great, and Roman placating to all that. You had the spot with Cody putting Jacob Fatu to the table. I mean, this was great. And then, I mean, everything else was just icing on top of the cake. So superb for me. But Doc, go ahead.
That match was freaking amazing. First, I got to give Jacob his prop. Like I didn't know who he was when he first came, and every time I see this dude in the ring, I'm like, this big dude can move. Jacob is a
He's
monster.
lost weight.
Really.
If you look at back at I think it was MLW, and maybe he might have been TNA too. He was way bigger. He looked like Solo.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, this dude a creep.
He
And
dressed like Umaga.
he does just like Umaga.
No, he did. When he was in wrestling in the independent circuit, he dressed like Umaga. And he wrestled barefoot, everything. And he was heavier. Just go back and look.
This dude, athletic, he can go. Man, this match, it's nothing bad you can say about this match. The intros was dope. The Rock, I'm still trying to put it together. Like, what is he? Because he gave an eyebrow, and if y'all didn't notice, the crowd went crazy when he raised that eyebrow.
Because they know what that means.
Man, and he did the cut thing to his throat. So I'm like, is that for Cody? Is that for Roman? Like, what are we doing? So I know
all of them.
Man,
all of them. Final boss.
That made the night. I wasn't expecting Jimmy to come tonight. I was actually because like the way they was doing the whole Jey Uso thing, and he the only one out the family that got a belt. I was like, okay, he gonna come be the tribal chief because he got a belt. But I like it, man. I saw like you said they did that wide view. I said, what the hell is that? I didn't see the bandana. I saw his back turn. He pulled that hood off, hit that kick. I said, oh yeah. I thought Roman was gonna turn on Cody. But man, this was dope, and I'm gonna up you one. I'm going instant classic.
I'm not mad about it. I was close.
All right. Well, I'm going superb. I agree. Everything from the entrances, I believe it was Arkansas Pine Bluff University, an HBCU. And for those that don't know what that means, it's a historically black college or university. I just wonder why they didn't choose a school from Atlanta or from Georgia, but just nitpicky. And then I think it was the Georgia Symphony who brought in Roman. All of that was cool. It was nice to see Roman was in amazing shape. I mean, amazing shape, man. You can see
I couldn't have called that.
Yeah, you can see the cuts in the stomach. So, he hasn't just been, laying on the hammock just chilling. Dude's been in the gym hitting it. He looked great. And I thought the storytelling throughout the match, the hot tags came at the right time, got the crowd engaged. Uh, I mean, it was a story really well told. Now, when we got to the end where Jimmy came out, and even when you got the view of the guy in the hoodie and in the bandana, it didn't occur to me that that was Jimmy. I was just kind of, but then as soon as he started to reveal himself, I'm like, oh yeah, of course. Who else would it be? I knew it wasn't big enough to be The Rock, so I knew it wasn't him. But then yeah, so then Jimmy gets involved. He helps out Roman. There's kind of that trepidation, like, okay, who you with? Are you with them? For Roman, he was on, are you with them? Are you with me? What's the deal here? So uh, the whole dynamic with Roman and Cody, like, okay, is he going to keep his word like he said he was, or these two going to be able to get along? For the most part, they did. I thought it might be one of those things where you see these strange bedfellows, trying to work together, but there's always some dissension. They really didn't do that, and I
They
thought that
didn't
was
do that at all.
yeah, and I thought that was fine. Because then we knew that we could take both of these men at their word. I think both of these guys are going to end up being faces, so I guess you don't want either one of them doing any heel shit. So I was cool with that. So then the match ends, and they're celebrating, and you talked about how Jimmy and Roman were on their way up the ramp, and they start to attack Cody. And he's like, "Come on, Noose, we got to do this." So they go and they do that, and then they clear the ring, and then we hear that familiar music. The If You Smell, crowd goes crazy. Out comes The Rock. 1, 2, 3, throat slash. He points, and like Doc said, he could have meant that for anybody in that ring.
All of them.
You think?
I know.
Okay. Well,
He's check. That was that wasn't just 1, 2, 3. That was check, check, check. I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna take you out, and I'm gonna take you out of WrestleMania.
okay. See, and I didn't see it that way. I thought he was just doing a 3 count, saying, "Hey, one of you dudes is fighting me, and I'm pinning one of you." But I
Nope.
could see your point, though. I could see your
Hit
point.
list.
Yeah, I could see
Hit
that. I could see
list.
that. Okay, I could see that.
I'm telling y'all now. Rock is of the mindset, business wise. I came back to do business with Roman Reigns. I was intentionally going to face you at WrestleMania. We had to pivot. I tagged with you. This man, Cody Rhodes, came in our family. I tagged with you and went to war with you so we can get bloodline rules for night 2. And I came out and I had your back. And you got the nerve to tag with this man and turn on the rest of our family on top of that too. It was no different than it was like watching an episode of Cheaters. And Rock comes out and goes, "Oh,
That
so
was
all
classic.
y'all want to hang out together and just think I'm just gonna be okay with this shit." No. Who what movie was it? Uh Training Day. That was Denzel at the end of Training Day. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Y'all be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get done with you. Exactly. That's what that was. You
The OTC ain't
you
got nothing on me.
disloyal, fool ass, bitch made punks. That's what The Rock said. That was Alonzo right there. All he had to do was raise his eyebrow and go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, well, this is going to be interesting because after Crown Jewel, we've got War Games. So, do we get a match like the new Bloodline versus Roman?
You know,
Maybe Cody.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was talking to Blake earlier. So Blake said we would get Roman, Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy versus Solo, Jacob, Tama, and Tonga in War Games. Because he didn't think you can get Cody back again. I don't think they can do that again. I think this is a one-off for sure.
I can see that. I can see that.
Because if you really want to do OG bloodline, you got to get Sammy, Jimmy J, and Roman
That's a
against
good point.
the new bloodline. I mean, and that's what I told him too. Like, yeah, that's valid.
That's better. Yeah, that's a better idea.
And then Cody could face, I don't know who at that point. I really don't know who he could face at that point. Maybe The Rock, because The Rock did make a case that he wanted that championship, but he's never had it. So who knows? It's gonna be interesting. It's just some great validation when you know you was right. And The Rock shows up, and I say, you ain't gotta say a word. Just gotta stare him down. And we kind of know where we're going with this. And I like the fact that they know they still want to do the Roman Rock match, but taking their time getting there and telling a real story is so much better than rushing. I know. I'll admit, if you go back and watch our WrestleMania prediction show, I was one that was blowing my load saying on night 2 that Rock was going to turn on Roman, and that didn't happen. I think it's better that they did it that way because now it's like, dude, I had your back through thick and thin, and you got the nerve to tag with this man, and then now y'all and not just tag with him. The match was over. You said I got your back for this match. Then he got jumped, and you still had his back. What's going on here?
Man.
So now this gives Rock platitude to say, you know what? Because I've been wanting Rock to cut a mean ass promo for a long, long, long time to say, look, goddammit, you would have a job if it wasn't for me. Yes, my grandfather paved the way for me to get the job, but had I not succeeded, not just in WWE, but in Hollywood, you wouldn't have a job. And you damn sure wouldn't be in the main event of all these WrestleManias. But I digress. This is going to be fantastic cinema moving forward. Yes. WWE is on top. And I'm so excited to be a part of this and to bear witness to it all. It's great. It's fantastic. And yeah, Doc, I know we don't get you on here very often. So final thoughts on the final boss.
Real quick. Hey girl, be quiet. If y'all get the chance, go back to the end and like all three of their face when he did the throat cut and walked away, they was like, oh shit.
Oh no, I remember.
Oh man. I don't like Versace Rock. Give me the old Rock with the Brahma Bull shorts, and I still like the People's Belt though. But yeah, he mean business, and I am freaking ecstatic. The card was good. I'm just everywhere. Okay, the card was good. It was a good card. The Rock topped it off. The whole show was I give it an A. I give it a freaking A. It was good. All over the place.
Rob, final thoughts before we close it out.
I said before the podcast, I wasn't blown away by the show. I would probably go B-. The Rock, what happened at the end? Now we know why that match went on last. I still don't think the Hell in the Cell should have gone on first. I would have been okay with it going on second to last. Why you start hot with one of the some people consider the best match on the card. You know,
bell to bell, it was.
Yeah, so everything else after that, I'm not saying a letdown, but just not as good. But still a decent night. I mean, I'm assuming Bad Blood is going to be an annual event now, and I look forward to next year's.
Yeah. The main event was a main event. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they weren't wrong for doing that. It's just the bell to bell. If you're talking about bell to bell, the Hell in a Cell match was the best match on the card. There's no doubt about that. Those two guys beat the hell out of each other. They bled. I'm sorry. I've never seen anybody bleed like Drew McIntyre bled. That was fucking insane.
Yeah, I mean,
He
it
was
literally
gushing.
looked like he turned a faucet on his
Yeah,
head. I'm like, man,
yeah.
it was just
It's like my
shooting out.
God.
It almost looked like a special effect.
Yeah. I was like, this can't be real.
Right.
He's bleeding.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He cut deep. Um. Yeah, man. Bell Bill, like I said, Hell in a Cell, best match. Um, but the company is now in a direction of box office, and there's no bigger box office than Dwayne Johnson right now. That's just fact. And the fact that he's also on the board of directors, so people need to remember that too. He ain't the final boss. They ain't just a character. He a boss.
Yeah.
He's my boss at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
And for those saying, oh, The Rock's just putting himself in this spot to make it about him, no. I guarantee you TKO is ecstatic about this because they know The
Yeah.
Rock is bringing attention and money to the product. They're ecstatic about it.
And look how much time he went away for. So it's not like he just like, oh, I'm about to be on everything. I'm the main event. No, he don't even want a title. He's telling the story. Title means nothing to him. So people can go on somewhere with that shit. He's not he doesn't need a title. He's the final boss.
Right.
This might be the best character he's ever come up with was the final boss.
Yeah, I love it.
That viciousness that he had with Cody and his mama.
Yeah. Heel Rock has always been the best Rock to me.
Yeah. And
Facts.
here's the thing. I think I talked to either you or Blake about this. I think it was Blake. It's so hard to be a heel when you're so loved, but he found a way to do it. He found a way for people to actually not just not like him, hate him.
Mhm.
And I don't know now. It might be a little harder this time around because he did take a break, came back, and people thought the final boss thing was cool. So it may be a little harder this time, especially after this show when he came out and just kind of gave him a look like, "Fuck's going on here?" It's like Breaking Bad, It just felt like whatever movie, TV show you want to throw out there, where the authorities come in the room and they see all the bad stuff going on, they're just like, "So that's what y'all doing, huh?" Okay, you, and you are all marked, and he did like this. All y'all cut off. All y'all. I can't wait to see what happens. This is gonna be. I thought last year was great. This might be the greatest year in wrestling in a very long time. In a very long time. It's gonna be hard. This is gonna be great. I'm along for the ride. That's all I got to say.
Oh, me too. Can't
Yeah,
wait to see it.
All I got to
yeah.
say.
I'm just curious how long we got to wait to see him again.
I don't think it's gonna be that long. He's not filming it. He's done filming 2 movies. So um
I'm looking forward to Smashing Machine.
yeah, he's done filming that.
Right. Yeah, I
So,
know, but yeah, I can't wait for that one.
yeah, that's probably gonna be his best movie. I'm putting it out there now. Because he's unrecognizable with the makeup and the hair and all that. You can't. When he did Hercules, you can still tell it was him with that wig.
Right.
But this movie, I can't even. Like the first picture that came out, like the first pictures, it doesn't look like him. You have to look closely. I guess that's Dwayne. But yeah. For those in attendance, they got a show. They got a show. Let me see. I said this. I want to keep my word in case anybody's listening still. Okay. So Joshua Cole, Justin Holyfield, if either one of you wants to hop on real quick and give your thoughts on the show, I will give you a couple minutes, but you need to email me so that I can email you a link and you can give your thoughts on the show tonight on Here With Us. So, like I said, I'll give you a couple minutes. Anybody out there, really. I see there's 5 people on the stream. If you would like to hop on, let me know. Give you a couple minutes here. I'll drop the email in the chat. thirdgenwrestling@gmail.com. And there you go. Shoot me an email. If you want to hop on, I'll send you a link and you can give us thoughts. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. You can just do audio. It's up to you. But I'm going to give you all an opportunity. As I said, don't have to, but I want to at least put the opportunity out there. In the meantime, Rob, have you seen Deadpool and Wolverine yet?
Man, at this point, I'm waiting for the Blu-ray to come out. I have not seen it,
Man,
but I've heard it is movie of the year.
it is so damn good.
I have heard
I
that.
won't put no spoilers out there because there's so many. It's
Yeah,
probably
man,
the most
I've heard about it.
spoilery movie you could possibly ever see. Doc saw it, so I know he knows.
Saw it 3 times.
Yeah, it's so damn good.
I do want to see it. I'm looking forward to. I've got all the other Deadpools. Love them. I don't make it to the theater a lot these days. It has to be a big time movie. Not that Wolverine and Deadpool wasn't. It's just there used to be a time when a movie would come out and it would stay in the theater for a
It's
few
still
months.
in the theater.
Is it still in the theater?
Yep.
Okay, because I know the Blu-ray is coming out, I think in November.
It's still in the theater. You can buy it on streaming, but it's $30.
Well, that's about how much the Blu-ray is going to cost you.
Yeah.
Unless you order from eBay from overseas, then you can get it for half that.
Well, you can go to the theater right now and watch it for $8 to $10.
Well, I want to own it, so I figure I could just instead of
You
paying
definitely
$8 to
want
see it.
to
I own all the other. I own the other 2, so I'm definitely going to buy this one.
Oh no, no, this one might be your favorite. This might be your favorite one.
Yeah.
And that's what man. Like I said, everybody I talked to who've seen it says A+ movie.
A+.
Best Deadpool. Book didn't like Deadpool. He never saw any of the movies. He was not a Deadpool fan.
That's surprising because I mean, I would think he would love it because fourth wall breaking.
Yeah, I would think he would too because it's just, now maybe he would have went to see this one because he likes Wolverine. So maybe he would have made the exception for this one.
And not to ruin it. This is not going to ruin it for you. Hugh Jackman is no surprise to me, but he steals the movie.
Man, I hear that Hugh Jackman's damn near 60, but I hear he was jacked for this movie.
Oh, he was ripped to the bone.
Yeah.
There's a scene. He talks about it. I forget what interview he did, but he was like, I had to eat nothing but chicken and green beans for like this X amount of time. Because he was getting ready for a specific scene where he'd be shirtless. And then something happened and they had to reshoot it. And so he had to keep eating the same diet for even longer. He was like, this is bullshit.
Oh, man.
But
and there's so many subliminals in there.
Oh my God. But it was there was a scene where Hugh acts his ass off. Because you would think because it's Deadpool, it's Ryan Reynolds is one of the writers. That it's just joke after joke. No, there's some hard hitting, serious moments in this movie, and one of them is Wolverine just goes off. And I've seen people's reactions on YouTube, and everybody's jaws, like mine, hit the floor. Hugh Jackman is a fantastic actor. That's all I can say.
Oh, he is, man. He was on Broadway doing shows and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But it's short. It's maybe 2 minutes, but that 2 minutes is like mind blowing.
He flipped that switch real quick.
It was like,
okay.
holy shit. If you wanted to shut somebody down, like my God,
Yeah.
ethered him. But
Now
yeah.
I'm concerned. I'm hearing very mixed reviews on a Joker, Filet Du.
Yeah.
Man, yeah,
It's
I was.
making me nervous.
Yeah, I'm nervous too now because I
Yeah.
heard. Well, a lot of people don't like the fact that it's a musical, which was not a secret. They put that out there when the first trailer came out that it was going to be a musical.
It's like a straight musical, like,
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I don't know. I heard it's like
But
and I know there's a lot of courtroom. It's almost like a courtroom drama, most of it.
I heard it's like Sweeney Todd. Did you see Sweeney Todd?
I like Sweeney Todd, but that was adapted from a musical, so I expected that.
Yeah, I
But
heard it's on the means of that.
it didn't need a sequel. I just want to put that out there.
I don't think it did either.
The problem is, and Rob, you and I have talked about this, Hollywood just can't help itself. A movie does well, makes a ton of money. Well, we gotta do another one. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Talking to Batman, has anybody started that Penguin series?
I haven't, but I heard it's really good.
Oh, really? Okay. So it's just about the Penguin, but no Batman. That's kind of like,
All Penguins.
But I've heard it's really good. I mean, Colin
I'll
Farrell
give it.
came back to do it, put the makeup on and everything. I heard it's actually really good. That I've
I mean,
heard is
yeah,
really good.
you talk about unrecognizable in their makeup. Man, Colin
Oh
Farrell, you
man,
can't even tell that's him.
no. I had to
Yeah,
remind myself that was him.
yeah. And I mean, I have Max, so I'll probably give it a try. But yeah, I'm just kind of nervous that
It's a
okay.
one season thing. It's not going to continue. But I
Oh well,
think
that's kind of cool. Kind of like Shogun. Anybody watch Shogun, the latest Shogun?
I haven't. Oh, well,
Man,
that's with Henry um can't think of his name. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about though.
yeah, man, that was an epic series.
Yeah.
Epic.
Sonata, Henry Sonata. Henry
Oh yeah,
his real name is Hiroyuki Sonata.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what series you're talking about. Yeah. I heard it was
That's
really good.
excellent. Yeah, man, I couldn't quit watching it. Could
Yeah.
not quit watching it.
Really good. Doc, if you haven't seen oh wait, Joshua Cole says I know it's not a comic book film, but my favorite Hugh Jackman film is Prisoners. I keep hearing that. Somebody else, not him,
Yeah.
somebody else asked us to review Prisoners. With
That'd be
Jake
interesting because
Gyllenhaal.
I'm not familiar with that movie. I'm not familiar with that one.
This with Jake Gyllenhaal. It came out, I want to say 2014, 2013.
Hmm.
It's like a, I think, I think Jake was a cop in that movie, a detective, and there's a murder, and they're both trying to solve it. I can't. It's like I said, it's kind of old now. It's 10 years old, but it's a really good movie. I haven't seen it. I saw it in the theaters with my ex, and we loved it. But I haven't seen it since. But it's Jake
Hmm.
Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman.
I have to check on that. Okay.
Yeah, it did well at the theater.
Hmm. I don't
Just have
remember it.
to yeah, it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can see how I could slip past your radar, but uh, anyway,
So no takers.
no, nobody wanted to come on. I guess everybody
Oh,
being shy.
well, maybe next. Maybe next show.
Maybe next time. Maybe next time. But like I said, you don't have to show your face. You can just you can do a phone call in, just say, hey, I like the show and I like the show. It is what it is. But hey, we understand. We understand. Um, we appreciate you all for watching. Thank you all for watching the 3 hour or however long the show was, stream I was doing as the show went on. I reacted live to the show. Thank you all for watching the post show. And damn sure thank you all for watching me eat them hot wings earlier, because while they were tasty, it was hot. Okay.
You were braver than me.
Man. Kudos to B-Dubs. That is the flavor I want on my wings. If they could, if they can make, if anybody can make that flavor and just tone down the heat, I would be in heaven. Heaven.
What you had, Daytona?
Huh?
What flavor did you have, Daytona?
No, I had the blazing, the wild blazing. That's like the
Your Bears man.
hottest one they do.
Those got to be ghost peppers to use.
Because back in the day, see, I used to work at B-Dubs. Back in the day, those blazing wings tasted like shit. And they changed the recipe up. So that's why I wanted to do it too, because I want to see how they taste. They taste great. Tastes like it's seasoned well. It just tastes, I don't know, fiery, cayenne pepper. If you like cayenne pepper, you'll like these wings. I could taste them. So how people say something so hot they can't even taste it. You can still taste it, but then that heat would beat your ass a little bit, and then if you keep eating them, it just gets worse. If you watch the video, you'll see the eyes start watering, snot starts rolling. Then it's just natural reaction. I went live on purpose so people wouldn't think I was faking it. No, shit was hot. Hot. So eat with discretion. Use discretion. Discretion advised by eating those wings. They taste delicious. But the one thing I won't ever do is eat a California, like is it Carolina Reaper? I won't do that. That's like the actual pepper. I ain't talking about the sauce. Not like an actual
Oh, okay.
Carolina Reaper pepper. I ain't doing it. I haven't seen too many people suffer. I've been pepper sprayed. I've been to the gas chamber, and I had these hot ass wings today. I'm good. I'm good. I suffered enough.
I'm good just watching. I'm good just hearing about it.
Yeah.
I might try one. I might try buy a 6-pack and eat like maybe one a day or a couple. Just I won't do like you did, eat them one right after the other. But
That's the thing. I wouldn't have either. They were nasty. It's like the noodles. I ate the noodles because they were
yeah.
so good. It's like the wings. The taste is good, but they just hot.
Wow.
Yeah, and I made sure I was hungry too, so that probably helped as well. I spaced out my breakfast and lunch, so that was my lunch. So I spaced it out enough, so I was like, okay, I'm hungry. So that also made it easier, and I didn't cheat. If you watch, I mean, I ate the wing down to the bone. I ain't just take a bite. So,
All right. Well,
all right, everybody.
nobody came on, but maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Well, normally we would just not be getting on, but because the show starts so early, we can get on off of here. Appreciate you all again. Like I said, check out. We got a bunch of stuff, bunch of streams, especially this past week. Gaming streams, Hot Wing Challenge earlier. I still can go back and say watch Batman and Robin movie review because that one was painful to sit through, painful to edit. uh And did that. Just check us out. I've been trying to stream daily, kind of keep you all in the loop and keep some stuff going. So appreciate you all. Doc, baby daddy, I know you busy, busy, busy. So I appreciate you coming on here.
Man, thanks for having me.
Gotta have you on. Try to have you on more often, but I know you got your hands full over there.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you taking the time, sir. And Rob, go ahead and do your thing and take us home.
All right. Well, you listeners know the drill. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for the support for our community on Discord. Man, we really appreciate the interaction. We feel like we're really getting to know y'all. Continue to support us. We got some new subscribers. It looks like that video you did, you didn't do all that burn for no reason. Looked like we picked up some new subscribers. Thank you. We love and appreciate each and every one of y'all for your support. Keep telling your friends, keep getting the word out. Help us to continue to grow this show. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Take care. See y'all again soon.